Good afternoon. I'm Captain Sarah Healy from the Adelaide Congress Hall, sitting there having a chat to Ryan, but I'd let him introduce himself and tell him a bit about what he does during the day.
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan, which you probably know. I am currently a cadet at training college, although I'm not at training college right now, but I'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah, do you want me to just go through the questions or?
Oh, you can do whatever you like,
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I normally I would be at classes right now, learning stuff about the Bible and about people and officer formation sorts of things, but that's all been put online. So because of that, I am able to be here back in Adelaide and still doing everything that I would normally be doing online, which is actually really exciting for me. Yeah, that's probably my normal life. But yes, COVID has changed a bit of that.
It's changed some of that though, because you moved to Melbourne to follow this avenue.
Totally, yeah.
Life, and then COVID has meant that you can now do a bit of both. But
yes, yeah, it's funny because I spent 2 years trying to convince the college to let me stay in Adelaide and do everything online, and now I'm back in Adelaide doing everything online. So it kind of worked out in the end. But yeah, in terms of the practical ministry stuff, COVID's definitely impacted that. So in Melbourne, I was at a core that was doing sort of meal programs very similar to Duos, but just a different community and quite diverse cultural backgrounds. And so I was involved in that on a Sunday, as well as a Persian congregation, which was really interesting. Being in church that is spoken in an entirely different language, and having no idea what they're saying, but still just being a part of that worship was really, really special. But yeah, obviously now I'm in Adelaide, and all the churches are closed, so I can't do practical things. So right now I'm at Campbelltown, is where I've been placed for my time here. So I'm helping out Aaron Stobie and Lauren there with some meal prep for some of their programs, and attending some of their online Bible studies and youth gatherings as well, which is it's interesting. It's a new way of doing ministry that I think it'll be useful to learn and get a grip of, because I think the biggest thing that I've got out of this, I guess, spiritually, is that yes, it's really hard not being able to gather together, but I don't know, I feel like I've had more connection with heaps of different people now than I did before this happened, because people are seeking that out more. Like I'm talking to people that I haven't spoken to for years because they're sitting at home with nothing to do. So it's quite interesting. And I go on Facebook and I see like 5-6 different church services on a Sunday, and like youth services, and like my friends posting stuff, and even stuff that I don't even know how it got there. Like I'm not friends with anyone. I'm just seeing a church service from a place in England or America, and it's quite, I think, yeah, church has been put in the faces of a lot of people that wouldn't normally see it, which I think is a kind of a positive that's come out of this.
Definitely, yeah. We've been studying the Road to Emmaus was our first study passage as a church, and the idea, and the second passage was about how Jesus appeared to the disciples again, but behind locked doors. And this is a time where Jesus is going behind locked doors into homes, into people's phones in their hands, and speaking things that we just thought was impossible, speaking to people who thought whose ears were closed. And this is a really great opportunity for that to get out. So obviously been impacted through those sorts of things. And how is your faith again continue to grow through all this change?
I've been able to have lots of really kind of I guess, interesting faith discussions with lots of different people. Especially now that I'm at Campbelltown, meeting a whole bunch of different people from different age groups and being a part of so many different groups and studies, just hearing different opinions on things, and that's interesting. But I think this isolation thing makes me think about what church looks like and what is necessary, really. Like, do we need church on a Sunday? I know, well, that's a massive thing to say. Yeah, totally. And like, I think the biggest thing, the biggest kind of struggle I've had is seeing, we try to emulate what we do on a Sunday online, but I don't see why we have to do that. We can try and think of new ways of doing things that, I don't know, might be different or relevant, or I guess more easy to convey over message than, I don't know, sitting on a stage and playing music. It's, yeah, I don't know.
That's part of the reason why we're talking to people and just sharing, because God is doing stuff, online as well, but personally in people's lives, as they've had to relook at the ways that they connect, that they grow as community without Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So it's been a big learning and a growth for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can all come out of it the other side, having learnt a lot, and church may look very different in the future, and doesn't have to only be on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
As you said. So as we wrap up, is there anything you want to share or encourage others with, or something you've really learned that you want to pass on?
I guess, I don't know, I'd encourage people to embrace this change, but not just for now, but to think about how, the things that we've changed for this season, what are we going to keep from this when we can get back together? Are we just going to shut down everything online because we can now meet face to face? Or are we going to, continue to do these sorts of things I think it'd be interesting to sort of explore finding a balance between the two of them. But I think, I'd encourage people to, embrace this change that, normally, I don't, I'm not afraid of change. I like change, but again, I feel like I like change when I understand why it needs to happen or have time to really think about it. But this has kind of just come out of nowhere and hit everyone. And so for me, I kind of have two decisions that I can make. I can kind of pretend it's not happening and try and do everything that I normally would do, or I can, I guess, adapt to it and try and thrive in this new situation, which I think I'd encourage people to really just try and do. Jump on Zoom when you can and embrace different ways of meeting each other, because I don't know, we could all learn something. I am, definitely. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Brian. I'm sure
right.
People get in contact with you and see how you're doing all through this, and I hope you're feeling from your past core as you sort of figure out your way through what's going on now and what's going to happen next. Who knows? But thanks for sharing of your heart and what you're learning through this, and I hope, as you said, we all continue to learn and embrace what we are going through, so we can come out and learn and be better at all the things that we do. So, thank you very much. We'll see you later.
Yes, great. See ya.